Okay, hi everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Still don't know what I'm going to call this channel yet. I haven't even posted actually the first video yet from when we installed the bees, but today is day 5. So we installed them on Monday. Today's Saturday. We're going to check the hives, make sure that the queen is out in both hives. If she's not, we're going to let her out, and then we're going to check to see how much syrup they've used, how much of the pollen patty they've used, and if she is out, we want to see if they have drawn comb yet, if she's laying any eggs yet, and go from there. So as I mentioned in the first video, they started off with absolutely nothing. I don't have any frames of drawn comb from any history or experience, as I've never done this before. So this is brand new. So we'll get into it today. We'll see what we got. Got my gloves with me. We'll try it again without gloves. I don't know. We'll see. And go from there. I do have my smoker today. I actually have it going too. Hopefully it stays lit. I think it will so far. And let's see how this goes. Okay. So with the family, one thing I notice, a lot of people will number their colonies or name their colonies, some after bees, some after various things. So with the family, they wanted to call it after my wife and my oldest son's fiance. So this is going to be Hive Stephanie, and that's going to be Hive Emily. So we'll go from there, see what we got. Okay, well, I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's a ton of bees on the sugar syrup, so that's a good sign that they're getting that sugar syrup. Thinking that was going to be propolis holding that on, but I think that's that tape I put over the upper entrance. We'll hang on to that. Take this top box off. Take the cover off here, inner cover. Take a look for the queen. I wouldn't think that she's up here. It does look like I see a drone, so I think that's a good sign. Looks like they've actually eaten quite a bit of the pollen patty right in through here in this middle section where the bees were the heaviest, so that is good. I don't see a queen on here. Again, she should have a white dot on her. Some drones, so that's good. Let's give, I didn't do the smoke. I got the smoker ready, right? But okay, don't want to use too much. I'm going to take this outside frame out first to give myself a little room. Should come out pretty easy. Shouldn't be anything over here. One lonely bee checking it out. Got my holder here. So scoot these over. These look like they've spread out quite a bit. So we'll take a look at this frame. Oh, that's interesting. I can really feel heat in there. So as I mentioned in the first video, we're in Southwest Ohio, and actually this past week has been pretty cold. The week before it had actually been pretty warm, and then last weekend it cooled down a little bit after it rained, and then this week actually get down into the mid-30s at night. So honestly, I was really worried about them. Being a first-time beekeeper, so obviously being a first-time beekeeper, I can fully appreciate the excitement of the bees and the wanting to constantly come over and check on them and open it up, but I've resisted doing that, right? So from everything I've watched on other YouTube videos, people saying not to do that, don't disturb them, and so I've done that, even though I really would have liked to have looked in there every single day. We've held off till day 5 here. They had their pollen patty, they had their sugar syrup, so I double checked with a beekeeper that I work with, and he said it should be good through the cold, that as long as they had foodstuffs, then they should be good. They'll do their thing through the cold and go from there. I was just worried about them being such a brand new colony, how they would actually do. So here we are. Let's take a look at this first frame here. So nothing on this side. This side, fair number of bees. So I'm going to take a look, see if they're drawing any comb yet. I don't see. Well, yeah, okay. Maybe just a wee tad. I see they got their heads down in some things. Let me maybe bring this one over. See if you can see it. It's going to be hard to tell because these are light frames, and again, so the frame itself is yellow, and if you can see some white on there. I hope I'm not too close, or hope I'm getting that in there. But anyway, and you can see some of them have their heads down in there. I assume that that's drawing the comb, stuff like that. So that's a good sign, because we want them to do that so the queen can lay eggs, and they can store their pollen, nectar when they start getting out on their own. Again, I'm looking for the queen. I don't think she'd probably be on this frame out here yet, and I don't see anything, so I'm going to set this one in here. Alright, let's check our next frame. Okay, not too much propolis yet. They're not really stuck together too bad. Okay, this frame does not have the queen cage on it, but it's next to the queen cage. There's a lot of bees in here. They're kind of sticking to each other. So I got some bees on this side, a lot of bees on that side. See some drones, so I think that's good. So I'm just kind of tapping the bees here. I've seen people do that to say that they'll, if you want to look underneath what they're doing, you can just gently tap them and they'll move, and it looks like that's what happens and what works. So gosh, I gotta say, I see, of course it's not a lot of drawn out comb, but I do see it looks like a liquid in there, so I'm going to assume that's the sugar syrup that they're storing in there. So that's a good sign. Just taking my time here. I'll be gentle with the bees. I also want to get my feel for holding the frames and turning them, and so I don't drop it. So again, lots of I see lots of drawn comb here. It's probably not as big as it will get, but this side's got a lot. If I look down in here, yeah, so again, lots and lots of what I'll call sugar syrup. With it as cold as it's been, as windy as it's been, nasty, rainy, I doubt that they've been out of the hive a lot. Of course, I don't really know yet from my experience, but that, from watching the videos from all of you guys, that would be my guess. And my guess is that since most of this is covered in liquid, that's the sugar syrup. Okay, so I'm going to try to keep them in the sequence that they come out, and the next one's going to have the queen on it. So let's see how this goes. There's a ton of bees here. So I see some bees in the cage. They're kind of going in and out, but it's open. So I would say she's out now. I just have to find her. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to set this here. I'm going to grab some of this from the, I should have taken that strap off, or had it at the top. I had it down below, and it kind of built the comb into it. So I don't know, there's a lot of bees on it, so I don't know what that means, if she's still on it or in it. I'm going to set it back in there the way I had it. I'll look for her in a minute. I want to look at this cage. See if she's anywhere on here. The candy's definitely all gone, so they could have eaten through it real quick with as cold as it got. Maybe they ate that. I don't see her on here. I'm going to set this just set that down there. Now let's look at this frame again. See if I can find her. That's going to be the trick, huh? Getting my untrained eye used to her, finding her. So I suppose since the cage was on this frame, it doesn't mean she's here. She could be on a different frame. But since they are drawing comb, some things I want to look for are if there's any eggs anywhere. Alright, I do actually see, so I guess that could be, I see some pollen, or, you know, I don't know if that's from the pollen patty, or if they've gone out and gotten some. see any eggs yet, per se. Alright, so I gotta keep looking for her. There's so many that are bunched up. I don't know if she would be under them. I don't see her on this frame. So that's okay. Doesn't mean that she's not there. I'm just pretty inexperienced yet. So let's put them there. Let's take a look at this next frame. Maybe just a tad more smoke. Keep them let's look at this one. There's a lot of bees. Okay, oh, that's interesting. So the beekeeper at work, if you remember last week I put the queen cage on the frame with the rubber band. He said that they would probably break the rubber band, and sure enough they did. It's at the bottom, so I'll get that out here before we leave today. Okay, I found the queen. So I don't know if you can see her here, but she's right under this big pile of bees. She's got a white dot on her and everything. So now that I found her, and I know that she's out, I'm gonna just put it back and close up the hive. So I believe that is what I'm supposed to do, or the best thing to do at this point, because really the objective of today is to make sure that she's out, and she's on the frames, and go from there. So they still got a lot of pollen patty, fair enough. I think for the next few days it's still supposed to be a little cooler. Today it's probably right now about 57 degrees. 59 degrees, but the sun is trying to come out, so hopefully that'll warm it up a little bit more, and then hopefully things will start warming up from here, and we won't need the pollen patty or the sugar syrup anymore, and let them go get their own stuff. So I'm going to put this back together, and we'll call this good success so far. Oh, I didn't get that rubber band. Maybe I should get that. I don't know if it's not going to hurt anything, I wouldn't think. But in fact, I don't even know if I can get my hand down in there. It's on the screen at the bottom. Probably take this frame out. Scoot them down this way a little more. Get the rubber band, get that out of there. All right, now let's put them back together. Be careful. There's a lot of fanning going on in there today. Maybe I'm not close enough. I'm trying to show you what's going on over here a little closer. I can't see the screen real well, so hopefully that's coming out all right. entrance. I don't know if I see any coming in and out with pollen on their legs yet, but things are definitely in bloom and doing well. But like I said, I think they've done pretty well so far with their pollen patty and sugar syrup. So that has gone good. That makes me feel good that I seem to have done that correctly. Put these back in the same order that we got them out. Okay, they look good. Since I know the queen's not on there, I'm going to shake these guys off. Come on, guys. There's a couple bees left in there, so I'll just let them stay out. They'll come out of there, I'm sure. Put this back on. Okay, put that back on. I think since I'm here, I left it in my car. I'm gonna go get some more sugar syrup, fill that up a little more. So I'll be right back. Okay. It doesn't have to be exact, but put that on, put this back on. Uh-oh. Spotted a problem here. Got my frame holder in there. Oh Lord. Trying to get this all back together now. That. Put my tape back over this upper entrance. I'll probably get another piece of tape, but for now, that'll work. All right, let's check this next hive. Not sure how the camera is. Move it around. All right, we'll see what's going on in here. All right, so Lots of bees on the feeder again, so that's good. So my first look in here after taking that feeder off, this is what it looks like. Ooh, you can see there's a wasp in there too. How did he get in there? Looks like they've killed it. So that's a good thing. Wow, wasn't expecting that. So hopefully that means they're got a little bit of strength to them. Fight him off. Let's get him out of there. Sure, he came after the syrup. That's what he was after. So let's take this. This box off. Give him a little smoke at the entrance. It's a little sticky, I think, from the pollen patty. Okay, no queen there. That's good. I don't know if I really need this. I see people use it, some people not. I'm going to say it's the experienced people that don't, so I'm not experienced, so we'll use it. Looks like not as much pollen patty has been used here, so that's interesting. So let's start here on the outside. Probably nothing, should be nothing. Again, our lone bee out checking it out. Next one, nothing there. Let's give this a little more smoke here. Check this one out. Nothing. See a little bit of what I would call pollen, but again, that's probably pollen patty, I guess. So if you want to see what that looks like of what I'm looking at, hopefully you can see that it's kind of orange. Again, I don't really make videos, so I don't know too well how to do this. Hopefully you can see that. Again, like I said, the main thing that we're looking for here today is the queen. So we're starting to get into some bees now. This side really doesn't have much. It's got a few bees on it. These guys, not much here. This side, a little bit of comb, but not much. Some cells I see some sugar syrup. I see a drone in there. Boy, they're a lot bigger. Definitely a lot bigger. So I knew they were bigger, but it's interesting looking at them up close for the first time in person. So that's neat. It's exciting. which is why I'm doing this. When I started watching videos, I was like mesmerized by these things, and the skill that those of you who do videos, the skills that you guys have in managing bees, keeping bees. This side, not as many bees as that side, but you can see how many there are on there. That's neat. See what they're doing on these frames. So looks like more sugar syrup. This side. More sugar syrup. I don't see a queen here. Not really expecting to see her on here. I'll try to clear some of them. I'll try to move this around a little bit if you can see the shine of the nectar, or not nectar, but sugar syrup that would be in there. You can kind of see it there, so that's pretty cool. Hopefully that comes out. Alright, next frame has the queen cage on it, so let's see what we got there. I'm going to give myself a little bit more room. I'm going to take one more of these end frames off. Put it out here. So I can slide these over a little more. Alright. So it looks like most of the candy is gone. And I see the queen out on the frame, so I don't know if you'll be able to see her. She's in here somewhere. She's right in here with the white dot on her. You can see her there. So that's fantastic. So she's out also. They've built some comb. It looks like they've, now this here, they've built on the bottom of the queen cage. I gotta be honest, that almost, from what I see, it almost looks like a queen cell. I don't know if they're just building comb or on the bottom of that cage, but anyway, I'll get more experience with queen cells as we go, but anyway, queen is on there. I still see her. I'll take this queen cage out. They'll fill in the gap of where she was. Get my my rubber band out. Put them back in there. I think I did get stung one more time. Yeah, don't have my gloves on, but that's what I get for sticking my hand down in a hive of bees, I guess. But anyway, not bad. In fact, I brushed up against it and probably started to squish it, so it's my fault. Okay, so queen was on there. Put these back. these frames back in. Pollen patty back here. We're going to keep this on. Keep that going. So that's interesting. So looking at this, I'm going to take this screen off, this queen cage. So when you put the queen cage in, they tell you to there's two ends, right? The candy end, which you would want to have facing up, and the other end, which is the direct escape, facing down if you do it vertically. I put it in horizontally so it wouldn't matter, but the reason they say to do that, remember, I'm not telling anybody here what to do because I don't know, but from what I had seen on videos is you want to do that to prevent one of the attendant bees with the queen, if they would die, from falling to the bottom and blocking the candy escape. You don't want to do that. So I guess there would be a good reason. Hopefully you guys can see that. There is a dead attendant in that queen cage. So if I would have had, this is the candy end, if I would have had it like this, oops, she fell out, but she could have fallen down and blocked that entrance, and then the queen wouldn't have been able to get out. So I think that's why they say not to do that. So I had it in sideways, so if any did die, which she did die, the attendant died and just went to the bottom here. So technically she could have got out either side, but the cork's still in this side and they ate through the candy. So that's interesting. So again, for all of you guys out there making videos, instructing people like myself who are new beekeepers, really appreciate it, because that's invaluable information. Otherwise we'd never know what to do. And I've watched a ton and tons and tons of videos, and I meant to bring the name of the Canadian beekeeper that I couldn't remember last week. There was another person that I didn't mention last week that I wanted to this week. Fred Dunn, I think Frederick Dunn is his name. Really good information on a lot of things. JP Chrisman, from my understanding, he's here in Ohio. I think he's in central Ohio, so he's probably over near Columbus somewhere. And actually, since he's close, maybe take a trip over there, contact him, see if touch base with him. He's got a lot of good information, like his videos. And then my middle son is looking to move to Chattanooga. I know that Cayman Reynolds is down in Tennessee somewhere, so that'd be neat to pay a visit to him and be able to chat and pick his brain also. So anyway, of course, there's a ton more out there that I watch. Those are some of the regular ones, along with the ones I mentioned last week. They're all fantastic. There's a new one I've been watching. I like his. I don't know, is it the Bug Farmer or something like that? I think he's up in Vermont, perhaps. And good information. So we got the queens out. They're doing their thing, closing them up, put them back. I'll fill this one up with the sugar syrup. That one feels like it's got a little bit more than the other one had. So that's interesting. So that was another thing that I got from videos as far as suggestion was, initially I only ordered one package of bees and was just going to have one hive, but there seems to be a lot of consensus out there and opinion to start with 2 colonies. So I ordered a second package from Barnyard Bees and I got the 2 going here. So the reason for that is kind of what I'm seeing exactly here right now, which is interesting because this colony seems to have used less resources, meaning the pollen patty and the sugar syrup, than that colony. However, from watching their activity through the week, if I were to have guessed before I opened these highs up, I would have thought that was the more stronger one, because I've seen like a lot more activity around the entrance of this hive than this one this week. So I don't know what that means. So, but if I were to guess, of course I would have guessed wrong. I would have thought that that was the one probably stronger and using less resources than this one. Or maybe it's the other way around. Maybe that one is stronger and knows to use those resources better than this one. I don't know. So that's interesting. So I might have it backwards. Anyway, if you guys have thoughts on that, put a comment down there and we'll see, go from there. But I'm going to fill this tub up with a little more, top it off with sugar syrup, close the hive back up, and then we'll come back in, I don't know, another week, I guess, and check on them and make sure that they're still doing okay. The one thing that I haven't seen, although I did kind of forget in this one, and I don't think I want to pull the frames back out yet, is I did checked on that one, I didn't see any eggs. So, you know, it might still be a little bit early since they don't have anything, since they didn't start with already drawn comb on frames. So I'll come back in a few days to a week, make sure that she's laying eggs. But they're both out. Both queens are roaming the frames. So I'm assuming that they'll get to doing their thing and let them be, no pun intended, but let them be and do their stuff. Okay, so appreciate you watching. Comments are always helpful, and go from there. So thanks for watching.